Okay, uh, so today I want to talk to you about turmeric. I want to read to you as I did the other day, a couple of days ago. I did a video titled as "Wellness in Every Perception in Reprogramming." Wellness in every perception and reprogramming. In other words, that video was in regards to self-programming the life that you want to live. Also, it was a complete understanding to pretty much anything and everything that you are doing now, to why or why not it doesn't work, or why it is working. And it's a complex of information for you to understand what you do and why you cannot do, or why you cannot do other things, is because you have self-programmed yourself to be just that. Anyhow, go ahead, and if you're interested in that kind of topic, go back to my other video that I just did a couple of days ago, and you'll see it's called Wellness in Every Perception and Reprogramming. And today I want to read to you an article that I posted the other day on my website, which on the day that I did the reprogramming video, I did forget to mention that I had the turmeric article that I wrote on my website. And so I'm letting you guys know now that I do have an article that I wrote not too long ago. It's on my fifth page of my website, called Healthy Lifestyle Supermarket.info, which you should be able to see below. Healthy Lifestyle Supermarket.info, and you can also contact me through Facebook, and you'll find how to do that. Once you go to my website, you'll see for my name, to then find me on Facebook to either subscribe, friend me, or follow, either or. I touch different subjects, not only health and nutrition, but I also touch on fitness/fat loss. I also talk about pet health. I also talk about relationships. I also talk about sexual health. That's for both genders, male and female. So I cover a lot of information in regards to those topics. Every day might not be one thing, but usually one of my biggest topics is that usually I'm posting on Facebook, for instance. It has a lot to do with fat loss, which is not weight loss. What you want to get is fat loss, and that's a whole different conversation, which you can find information to my thoughts on Facebook. Last 2 days has not really been. I have not really wrote much, but you can go back all the days and you'll see a lot of information. And also I'll cover news stories and news information that is and studies I post as well on regards to other topics, all landing on under the same thing, which is health and wellness. So, anyways, today I want to read to you about an article I did on turmeric. And turmeric is a very powerful antioxidant, very powerful anti-inflammatory, very brain friendly, very heart friendly, very liver friendly. Uh, it's one of my best foods that I enjoy very much. I personally enjoy the medicinal benefits of it as the preventive part of it. And so I would encourage you, if you are interested in knowing more about turmeric, to continue doing your homework, reading the article that I did on my fifth page, which I'm going to read to you now. But you can see it on my fifth page of my website, healthylifestylesupermarket.info. I'm going to be removing it either tomorrow or Saturday, which every 5 or 7 days I'm going to post. I'm going to work on posting a new article. If you did not catch about my programming, my wellness and reprogramming video, or you didn't understand it very well, since I'm not very good at doing videos, I'm better of a one-on-one person. I'm not so much of a group person. It's a little harder for me, especially just talking and not necessarily, yeah, talking is not as easy. For me, I find it easier to read to you what I have set up to share with you. which is what I did the first time. So anyways, if you want to see the script of what I spoke to about on reprogram the other day, I'm gonna probably post that up either tomorrow or the day after. So either Friday or Saturday, I'm gonna post a script of what I wrote, of what I read to you the other day on reprogramming, either tomorrow or Saturday. But for right now, on my 5th page of my website, you'll see the article that I'm gonna read to you today in regards to turmeric and its many benefits and its many effects that it has for your well-being. Of course, um, quickly. Let me go ahead and read that to you. Maybe I'll say some extra things afterwards or during. Let me see. Okay. So it's on my 5th page of my website. Um, healthy, healthy lifestyle supermarket.info. And okay, so the article goes: turmeric and its outstanding health benefits. Turmeric is an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, brain health, cardiovascular, cancer preventive, health food, etc. Turmeric, a yellow-colored spice and a slightly bitter but warm flavor found in India, part of the ginger family, being used throughout the Middle Eastern and Asia for hundreds of years, but as far back of thousands of years. The component of its cancer-fighting potential lies in the main ingredient found in turmeric, curcumin, which, based on a UCLA study, explains, and I quote, "This study shows that curcumin can work in the month of patients with head and neck malignancies and reduce activities that promote cancer growth," Wang said. Dr. Merlin Wang. The team who followed with Dr. Merlin Wang concluded that curcumin suppresses the growth of head and neck cancers. Although in using turmeric for its cancer benefits, it would not be enough by just eating the turmeric root/powder. A supplement form for stronger effects would be wise. The University of Maryland explains that the research suggests that turmeric may be helpful for the following conditions: heart disease, arthritis, bacterial and viral infections, ulcerative colitis, stomach ulcers, etc. The roots, tinctures, and extracts are part commonly used. Curcumin, the active ingredient, has antioxidant properties. Other substances in this herb have antioxidant properties as well. Turmeric, upon my research, has not been studied on children, so until then, please be very cautious for using any form of curcumin/turmeric to any children of any age. So yeah, it's very important to understand that based on my own personal homework, I have not seen any research, any kind of study indicating that the use of turmeric or its active component curcumin is useful or beneficial or harmful or anything for children, adolescents, babies. I have not seen it. I do not know about it. So it's important for you to ask your healthcare practitioner, local pharmacist, if there's any medication involved, and if you're trying to want to use it or whatnot. It's important to confirm all of that when it comes to children, because I don't know anything about it personally. At least I cannot recall, which is why I did not mention it. So it's best to keep it away from kids unless you have professional advice on and how to give it to children. Turmeric has the ability to interact with medications. It is from the ginger family, so it can act as a blood thinning agent, and will be wise that you contact your local pharmacist or speak directly with your licensed health care practitioner about combining with any other medications. Turmeric, like I said, it comes from the ginger family, which is a root herb, root vegetable, and it has the same effects, which is blood thinning effects, as the ginger. And so anybody who knows about ginger will know that it also blood thinning effect, which if you are taking medication that is blood thinning, you don't want to combine it, just like garlic and onion and others. You don't want to combine that with medications that are already giving you a blood thinning effect. And of course, other blood thinning agents all combined together can be extremely dangerous. So you do not want to play around with even nature's food, because nature's food can be also very, very medicinal, very strong. So you want to know what you're doing before you even begin anything. By either talking about it with your local pharmacist if you're taking medication, or healthcare practitioner. But in general, just do your homework and know what you're doing before you start anything. Uh, that's it. And then I continue here with turmeric also helps with liver prevention and liver illness. For example, a study on rats showed protection from developing fatty liver. This is believed due to the turmeric's ability to block the activation of a molecule called nuclear factor kappa B. NFKB is largely responsible for inflammation and tissue death and is activated by stimuli such as endotoxins, which are bacteria related. Although in general it has been well understood by many in alternative medicine and even some conventional doctors, learning the use of turmeric in prevention for overall health is a good idea. Excellent idea. If you want something that's going to be very helpful in prevention, um, turmeric is definitely something to enjoy as often as you can. A little bit goes a long way. Some of it is better than none. And whether it's the root powder, tincture, or the vegetable itself, like eating like a carrot. In other words, what you cannot eat too much of it, but you can eat some of it. But eating like a carrot, just chew on it, eat. A randomized controlled study published in the journal PLOS One looked at the neurogenic potential of prolonged curcumin use. Neurogenesis is the process by which neurons are created in the brain, including the hippocampus, one of the centers neural learning. Research led by Zizao out of the Key Laboratory of Brain Function and Genomics, Shanghai, China, looked at performances and brain growth in rats after 6 to 12 weeks of curcumin fortified diets. The results curcumin enhanced memory, both spinal and non-spinal, as well as hippocampal cell growth compared to rats in the control group. Well, based on the rats, and it showed a lot of brain potential, greater brain potential. Okay, that's based on rats, but there's a lot more information out there. And there's only so much that I can post in one page. So. Okay, so turmeric and spinal injury reporter from PubMed explains the conclusion: epidural administration of curcumin resulted in improved recovery from SCI, spinal cord injuries. This occurred with no adverse effects noted in experimental animals. Therefore, curcumin treatment may translate into novel therapy for humans with spinal cord injury. In relation to more on spinal injuries, but this time turmeric combined with omega-3s explains how rats were able to walk after spinal cord injury. Again, another study on rats, in this case for instance. I urge you, if you're interested in spinal cord injury because you know someone, to look up spinal cord injury with references to turmeric, references to DMSO, and of course references to, as here, omega-3s as a combination or separate groups to do your homework on those specific protocols for you, or if you know someone about for spinal cord injury, just to do your homework on it and see, and then share with your healthcare practitioner, and then go from there what you guys think. But it's something to look into, at least. Published in the Journal of Neuroscience, Spine, the research findings suggest that dietary supplements may actually help repair nerve cells and maintenance neurological function after damage is done to the neck. So definitely worth looking into. If you have spinal cord injury, type it in, spinal cord injury omega-3s in combination with curcumin, or spinal cord injuries in combination of turmeric and DMSO. Something to look into, something to do some homework on. Turmeric and diabetes. Okay, you have diabetes, you know someone with diabetes. Okay, turmeric in the form of curcumin extract for prevention of type 2 diabetes was explained in the Diabetes Journal that a 9-month curcumin intervention of pre-diabetes population significantly lowered the number of pre-diabetic individuals who eventually developed T2DM, type 2 diabetes mellitus, In addition, the curcumin treatment appeared to improve overall functions of B cells, with very minor adverse effects. Therefore, this study shows that curcumin in a pre-diabetes population may be beneficial. Studies have shown how this spice can slow the progression of cancer cells in the breast of women. Women, here's another factor for you on breast cancer. Although for women undergoing chemotherapy, it would not be a good idea to use any form of turmeric. Therefore, what you do after you are done with conventional treatment or otherwise, turmeric might be for you. A food for preventing further complications to your general well-being, but in no shape or form will turmeric itself be enough to treat or prevent any issues. There must be a combination of lifestyle changes in order to prevent a reoccurrence of this or any health issues, as well as prevention. The antioxidant in turmeric is so strong that it can interfere with chemotherapy. So ladies, if you're going under chemotherapy or taking medication, again, under chemotherapy, the powerful antioxidants found in turmeric, curcumin, is so strong that it might interfere with your chemotherapy. So you definitely want to let your healthcare practitioner, your doctor, know that you are taking turmeric, for they can then readjust or explain what to do. And of course, turmeric by itself, if you're living a reckless lifestyle, you're just not really eating anything that's healthy, and you're sluggish and toxic and just congested, just eating turmeric thinking that that's good because of this article and many others, it's really not going to do you any good in preventing, for instance, or correcting any health issues. You cannot just take one thing and that's going to do it for you. Always the best thing is a combination approach, which is what I explained here, a combination of lifestyle changes. It has been several years that I have been sharing the use of turmeric for brain inflammation and heart benefits. I said until the last few years I have come to learn more on the use of turmeric as curcumin and the effectiveness for some cancers and other uses. In my personal experience, I would say I often use a combination of unrefined raw coconut oil, cayenne extract, and turmeric as a protocol in body and mind prevention. That's one of my favorite combinations of foods for body and mind prevention. Raw coconut oil, cayenne, and turmeric. Although what I use is in no way a guide for what you should do, but for you to decide what is best for you. I rarely say anything either on my Facebook. I rarely say anything of what I do because in general I don't think it's the best route to go. Too many people are doing what others do and nobody's necessarily doing what is for them. In general, many people are doing what others do and not necessarily what is right for them. Don't really do what is best for them. They keep following what other people do, and it's not really the best route to go. There is some research showing that turmeric can be useful in losing weight by reducing inflammation from people's everyday lives. As a fitness guru that some consider me as, I know that chronic stress and unhealthy lifestyle causes inflammation, which leads to possibly more health issues later on in life. So the use of having a food like turmeric to relieve inflammation, this might bring a direct impact in possibly helping one to lose weight. Exactly. Anybody that's trying to lose weight, actually fat, okay, you definitely want to maintain your inflammation down. Inflammation issues are related to stress. So you have stress, inflammation, symptoms. Control your stress, maintain your stress low, fix what's causing the stress. If you have a hard time understanding how to go about it, take some adaptogenic herbs to help fortify your adrenal glands, and therefore you can have more control of your day-to-day stress and be able to build that inner strength from losing control from whatever day-to-day stresses that you get, so that you can reduce your chances of possible inflammation. So therefore, if you have less inflammation or no inflammation, well, less inflammation, because inflammation comes about at any given time, almost on a daily basis, but how much inflammation you end up receiving can actually help you to lose X amount of weight. If you're trying to lose weight, trying to burn fat, you want to keep your inflammation down. If your body's too focused on the inflammation, it's not going to be able to focus on what you're trying to do, which is lose weight / fat. That's just a little tip there if you understood that. In general, my response to turmeric, either extract, tincture, or root, it all seems to play a vital role in helping our bodies live a healthier life than without it. Anytime any food with so much power is used, it should be used with limitation, understanding its full power and health benefits. Turmeric can be very powerful, especially when used in a protocol. Very powerful. What are some of the ways you can use turmeric? Some of the ways I have used turmeric has been in tincture, extract, powder, capsules, and powder. I cannot say how you should use it, but with my personal experience, I will share. As of recent, I've been using the powder after my exercise sessions for inflammation or as an anti-inflammation, anti-inflammatory, circulatory, and antioxidant power. I've used a tincture for slight injuries, in other words, for its anti-inflammatory effects. The extract and powder pretty much in the same manner to provide exceptional health benefits to the body and brain, and is very useful for fighting free radicals and nourishing the brain by also improving circulation. Specifically in my case, for better and stronger brain health, including liver health, etc. Um, at one time, I used to use glutamine, which those of you who are in the gym lifting weights or whatnot use glutamine. I'm not a very big fan of glutamine for endotoxins. Well, I'm not really into glutamine. That's a different conversation. Um, I prefer to use something a lot more natural than than uh, than something so isolated. And so isolated means that it was brought down from what it was um, to a powder, and it's not so natural. Um, I prefer to use what glutamine would do for me. I prefer to use it in the form of turmeric, which I personally like to use turmeric as, again, like I wrote, as an anti-inflammatory. And glutamine really is not gonna do that for me. It is said that glutamine reduces the acidity level, which that what you're feeling after a workout is that acid burn, which in fact is not that, but what's really going on is there's a lot of inflammation, and that inflammation is pushing on that sensation that you're feeling, that of that quote acid sensation, which is not really that. Um, so I like to use the turmeric for that purpose, and for circulatory health as well, and antioxidant power, as I wrote, because of the free radicals that are being released, which is normal after a workout, and to remain a good circulatory system as well. The tincture use of turmeric anywhere from 1 gram or higher, depending on its purpose. Extract or powder capsules tend to come with a reasonable amount to take, but for further improvement, I would say more than once a day. In my case, double or triple the amount throughout the day. The powder form is the most popular way that I use it nowadays. As I explained above, I even use it for days I might not be eating too well. A cheat day, I will use it for liver protection, anywhere from 1 teaspoon or higher, twice or 3 times per day. Cheat day for me nowadays is still considered a health food. I still choose health foods, and that term is so overrated already. Health foods, the word natural is already going away. Organic is hardly meaning anything anymore. The word cure is hardly meaning anything anymore. So many words are already disappearing from what they actually used to mean. So, not to get into the conversation about what is healthy foods, but um, uh, it definitely hasn't. It doesn't have anything to do with Burger King, for example. I know back in the day when I was training for pro bodybuilding, a cheat day might have been Subways back in those days, where my focus was more external, and over the years I gathered myself more internal. Um, and I'm talking about the pro bodybuilding competition days that I was working myself to. Um, I never got to get on stage. Something occurred before that happening. I was getting ready. I just needed to reduce about 2% more. Well, I need to reduce. Um, yeah, I needed to go down about 2% more in body fat before I can enter my first contest. but so I didn't get to. But during that time, and that was probably, I don't know, that was probably like 15 years ago, and and uh, and at that time it was Subways, for instance. That would be considered a cheat day. But today, a cheat day for me, it has nothing to do with a Subway. That's just that's like Burger King, or that's like processed packaged foods, for instance. Um, that's what that's like for me. Uh, yeah, just it's not the same. Anyways, here's one for Passover just recently. Um, Matzah, which is some baked cracker, right, with hummus. Which hummus is tahini and chickpeas, lemon, oil, some salt and pepper. It's combined. So that for me was a cheat day, just to give you an example. Um, and then I continue very quickly. Phytotherapy research explains that curcumin, the active ingredient found in turmeric, is as good as a prescription treatment for joint health. They explain into detail that 1 gram per day bioavailability of curcumin provides similar benefits to the prescription drug diclofenac sodium, diclofenac sodium. The 1 gram per day of bioavailable curcumin provided similar benefits to the prescription drug diclofenac sodium as a joint for joint health. So very powerful, very beneficial. Remember that many of the use of turmeric root and cooking with it, even eating like a carrot, not as much by the size, but the size of my finger per week can be very beneficial. Uh, I have been known to eat, although not every day, as I personally do not do anything every day of my life. Also, you do not want to forget about using it in fresh juices, and fresh raw pressed juices will be able to further enhance the benefits of turmeric, as greens specifically have the potential to increase oxygen delivery, and will combine with the juices of turmeric, they will benefit outweigh than just eating a carrot. Please remember to always be cautious when using any herb or spice or supplement. Consult with your healthcare practitioner before ingesting anything that might interact with your well-being or medication. If you have any questions, remember you can contact me through Facebook, friend me, follow me, subscribe to me on Facebook. If you have any questions or comments, leave it here down below. To find me on Facebook, just go to my website. You'll see my name, how to find me on Facebook. And again, I touch on different topics, from pet health to relationships to sex, to health, nutrition, to fitness, fat loss. I cover different topics, and so if you have any questions on those, and just all you gotta do is ask. Do your homework. This article that I just read to you on turmeric, I'm gonna have it on my website on the 5th page, healthylifestylesupermarket.info, for tomorrow and possibly for Saturday. But either tomorrow or Saturday, I'm gonna remove it and I'm gonna add a new article, and then 5-7 days after that article, a new one, and so forth. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.